there is something that I need to tell you. The Jaws is a fabrication. There never been Jaws in the wild. You see, in 1982, I was part of a team that went together to South Australia to photograph the great white. In the team, there was two other people that you probably ever heard before, Mr. David Duboulet, the famous photographer for National Geographic, and Dr. Eugenie Clark, the shark women. In order to get the shark come to the boat, we had to put bait and charm in the water. Like all predators, they will not come immediately and attack. All predators are smarter than men. There will be camouflage. They will sit aside, they'll watch the prey before they attack it, simply because they're concerned about their life and they're concerned about energy. They know what does it mean to spend energy because they want, with the moment they come in, to attack and to catch it and not to work hard on it. But what happened is, we knew that. That's knowledge. And then somebody on the boat, one of the crew members was there, and the moment that the shark decided to accelerate toward the bait, we pulled the bait out of the water in order to cause the shark the reason to come out of the water toward the camera. And here you go. As I told you, Jaws is only a fabrication. But it takes more than this. About a year or two later, when my image went into a stock photography agency, the agency learned how to work. This is early 80s. The agency learned how to work with Photoshop, and they decided to remove the fish out of the picture. We create a much more dramatic image now, right? It's different than before. But 10 years later, one morning, at the time when I used to live in New York City, I walk on the street of New York, I go to my run in Central Park West, and what do I see? Anybody here from New York? You know the bus, the 104 goes up on the west side? All of a sudden, the bus comes by, and I see my picture on the bus. Make it long story short, I ran by the next phone booth before Broadway, all the way to Central Park West, and I see the same picture also on the phone booth. So what happened is, the advertising agency for the Discovery Channel saw the image of the stock agency, and they decided to take the picture and use it. But advertising agency, like all artists, have the freedom to do whatever they want when they get the image and they pay for it. And they decide to take an attractive picture, a dramatic one, and to make it a sensational picture. And here you go, and you get the emotion and the feeling that the shark come out of the water to take you, or to take me, or to take anything that is on its way, just like the movie Jaws. So we try to connect and fill up the dot. But that's, as you know, by now, it is not the case. There is no such thing, Jaws. This is how a killer was made. What I ask you to do right now, I know I'm not a yoga teacher, but I ask you to stand up. I honestly ask you to stand up, just like I do right now. And I ask you to shake your hands. And I ask you to shake your leg. And shake your butt. And shake your head. Because what I want you to do, and to realize this moment, that you're shaking away all the memories and all the negative thoughts you had about the wild animal in the ocean. Because what I'm going to do right now, I'm not a magician, but what I'm going to show you right now with images, that none of the ocean giants have inherited danger to humankind. Matter of fact, I'm going to dare and to push it even forward, and to say that knowledge and relationship are enemy of all fears. You can now sit down. Are you ready? What you don't know about the great white, we practically can touch them on the forward and put them in what they call tonic immobility. For the next 30 seconds to a minute, this shark will be just like a pet under the hand of the professional or the person who has been doing that for many years. This is from South Africa. What you also don't know, that sharks that's seen mostly by people along the coast of California, Mexico, South Africa, and Australia are practically because there are seals in the water. This is where the shark will be. When there is encounter, or when people get hurt by shark, is because mistaken identity. That's what the sharks see underwater. It is avoidable and is predictable. Because how many surfers we have here in the crowd? When are you going to the water to surf? What time of the day? How early in the morning? About 7, 8. And what other time you go to the water? Late afternoon. Before school, before work, after school, after work. This is exactly the same time that most great white hunt in the water. And that's exactly what happened. There is no such thing as a man-eater. It is avoidable, as I said. In any case, that there is an encounter with man is simply because of disregard for the natural law. Lack of education, lack of awareness. Shark does not have appetite for human. Shark been involved in the ocean over 400 million years. How long are we evolved in the world? Since when the shark developed appetite for human? Never. So there is no man-eater. This is totally inaccurate. Unfortunately, and traditionally, mythology has been using the sea to spin stories of fear, using the ocean and its inhabitant against humanity. And look at this peaceful relationship between this giant animal and this particular person along in the picture. And this is a relationship with a great white. There are other animals that we are actually connect with them in a very negative way. And how do you call it? What's the name of this animal? What? There is no such thing. There is an orca, yes. Is a toothed dolphin, yes. But it is not a killer whale. Anybody knows where the name killer whale come from? No free will. It came before 15th, 16th century when the Spaniards sailed from Central America back to Europe, when they crossed the Atlantic. What they describe, actually, the behavior of this animal. They describe it in Spanish. They said, how many people speak Spanish here? I hope 3 of them, right? Assassin Ballena. And the name got stuck. Since the 15th and 16th century, we call it a killer whale, and there is no such things. We know there are at least 3 different kinds of orca in the wild. Actually, there are 5. 2 of them are in Antarctica and not yet classified by the science, but 3 clearly. Most of them feed on fish. 1 of them can feed also on other whales and other animals. Matter of fact, they feed also on sharks. And there was an incident about 5 or 6 years ago off the coast of Farallon Island that have been documented. So there is no such things. But what is more amazing, as I said before, this is a toothed dolphin, that there are mammals just like us. The way which how they feed on the fish. They don't even use the mouth to feed on the fish. They use the tail, and they create a tsunami underwater. They create actually a wake underwater so powerful that knock 30 or 40 herring. And then the orca, 7-ton animal, eat half a kilo, 2 pounds, or 1.5 pounds, one at a time. But since it is a dolphin, and have also a relationship, they live in harmony with us and with the same kind of them. For 30 years, I've been going to sea and diving with orcas in all around the world. There's never been one, even not one accident, not even one warning, not even one attempt to attack any human. And I introduce over 400 people and create movies and television. And never been one attack, one incident. The only place in the past 30 years that ever been accident with orca in the wild, anybody knows where? I rest my case. As I mentioned, there is a relationship. Family of orcas or dolphin live forever. The male also stays with the pod. When they go to mate, they go to other pod. But they live together. Amazing. But even furthermore, something much more interesting. That was just by coincidence we stepped over. It was during the shoot for National Geographic special on Explorer on the television. And here we jumped to the water, and all of a sudden I see this orca passing by with something in her mouth. I did not know what is it, and the first time I took the picture. Only when I got back to the water, I realized what we have seen, it is one of the most rare and unique and tender moments in the wild. An orca carrying her dead calf in her mouth. Searching more, and during the time of the shoot, we seen the same female carrying the same calf again and again. Eventually, we learn from other researchers that identified this particular female that she is a young female. This was her firstborn, and therefore she will carry it for a week out of grief before she let go. Mature mother, by experience we learn later, that will carry her dead calf for one day and let go. Unfortunately, orcas suffering 30 to 40% mortality in the wild because of the poisoning of the sea. But the relationship and the quality of the relationship those animals have among themselves toward human is something that we not push through the media. We don't push through the television or through any other elements. This is the opportunity. Thank you, Don or Ted. Because in addition to the animal, this giant, this amazing beauty of Mother Nature. And this is in the fjord of Norway, when the sun was setting, the moon was rising. One of those few days, as the young man that was here before said that he does not want to watch Facebook, he better play with his machinery, right? Or design things, or invent things. Something here. I don't like the Facebook. I have somebody does it for me, but I have. I'm sorry I spilled the bean, but being in nature, that's what you get. This very rare moment when the sun's still on the horizon setting, the moon just rising, both of them looking at each other, the light reflection on the moon into the water, and this elegant movement of a pod of orcas in the front of the camera. Anybody knows what is in the picture? The largest animal ever live on the planet, the blue whale. It can reach to a size of over 100 feet in length. If you take the boat in the picture, she's about 35 feet long. And that you see the size of the animal. It's not just it reached to a size of 100 feet long. It weighs between 120 to 180 tons, animal. The size of its heart is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. And the largest animal on the planet is not a carnivorous. Eat only plankton. You see, guys, when the first astronaut returned to Earth, everybody wanted to know, what does that mean to be on the moon? But for those astronauts, it was not anymore what they've been on the moon. There was something else that had been attracted to them. When they look back at Earth, they fall in love. Earth was not anymore an abstract subject for them. It was something real and alive that they could behold in their mind and heart. Just like I fell in love with the moment and the motion to be in the same environment with the great white. My heart was racing the first time when I got out of the cage and I'm holding to the cage and look at the great white in front of me. All the memory that I asked you to shake before, nobody asked me to do that. So I did not know what to do. I wanted to be there. I've been diving and taking pictures. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to get different paradigm of thinking about the animal. But my heart was racing. I could feel it. But in front of me is a great white was passing in his own majestic, classic, and very elegant, powerful movement, but slowly. No irritation, no sense of attack, no sense of harassment, none. On the contrary. And I heard myself, if I remember, what will happen if I let my hand go from the cage? I was holding to my old memory, my old thinking. At the moment I let go, everything changed. All of a sudden, I felt oneness in the water. Together with the energy of this shark, together with the energy of the water. The water just carried me over. And the energy of the shark was just moving along with me as I was standing in front of it. And that's the face it gave me. And a chance to take its picture. What do you do when you fall in love? You don't demonize the subject. You don't turn your back on it. Matter of fact, you lift it up. You embrace it. And you look at its value and you appreciate what you have alongside with you. Guys, it is not too late. We still can make a difference. But what we need is people who care. There is a woman that all of you know if I mention her name, and if not, you need to know, Dr. Sylvia Earle. An amazing woman in her mid-70s and still dynamic and running around the world giving lecture about how to protect the ocean. She was last year also in TED. And Ginny talking the concept of the next 10 years will be the most important and the most decisively for the next thousands of years. what we're going to do about our oceans. This was last year, so we have 9 years left in order for us to continue to make a difference. I encourage you today, either by joining other groups protecting the ocean, or either do your own studies, or either look at what you eat as far as seafood, and any effort that you make, talking to restaurants around you that's still serving shark fin soup, and so on and so forth. There is enough effort that we can make, either with our pocket, either with our education, and either with our time, that we can make the change. And we have to make it quite quick. I will tell you a small story to show you a sign of hope. In 1982, United States declared or set the marine mammal law. The marine mammal law says that no whale hunting allowed anymore along the coast of the United States, the east coast or the west coast, 200 mile, which is our international water. In addition to that, what it said, that because we know the migration of the northern right whale on the east coast, the blue whale and the gray whale along the west coast, we will change the international shipping lane so vessel and whale will not collide anymore, which is another reason for death among whales. Interestingly enough, in the early 1900s, we had about 250,000 blue whale on the planet. Today, only 12,000 left. But from these 12,000, 2,500 of them only along the coast of the United States and Mexico. And why? Because the effort our governments and our science put together. Somewhere our tax money go to the right place. So you see, there is hope, and it's not too late. There is elegance, there is power, and there is beauty in the ocean. Something that for years and for generations we appreciate and we enjoy. Until recently, when we distort the images of the big animals for entertainment, for profit, or for sheer ignorance. Because there are no demons in the sea. There is no killer whale, and it is not man-eater. Wildlife live in harmony with humans. They live according to the law of nature like we are. And together, when we use our intelligence, knowledge, and experience, we are able to get to this kind of tender moment. And that animal will show us exactly. So let's fall in love. Let's fall in love again with the great white shark, with the orca, with the blue whale, with the humpback whale. A love that is based and anchored in relationship, in respect. A love that demands from us action and demands from us patience. Because the only thing that can make a difference between human and also between us and the animal and the environment we live in is one word. L-O-V-E. Let's fall in love. Thank you very much.